Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Hesi? Jesse?
Yes.
你好. Today's title is God's Eternal Covenant. The Bible verse is in 1 Corinthians 3:16. Don't you know that you yourself are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in your midst? Something happened here, right? Like the Spirit of the Lord is in the middle of you. This is what it's saying, right? What does that mean? Something happened in us. That's why the Spirit of the Lord is in the middle of us, right? Jesus is talking to the believers. Don't you know that you, like you yourself, are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in your midst? These words are words that Jesus didn't talk to non-believers, right? Jesus was talking to the believers. It is true that the Spirit of the Lord is with us. The Spirit of the Lord dwells in us. That's why He's leading us, and as He's leading us, we can discover that He already prepared everything for us. That He already is giving us all the blessings that we need. Something happened in us. That's why we can enjoy this blessing. This thing that was happening is the works of the Holy Spirit for salvation. Wow. It's really important for us to understand this very well, because if we understand where we come from, for sure we are understanding correctly what is salvation. If we understand where we come from, or the spiritual state that we was living before we met Jesus Christ, correctly, also we can understand what is the gospel then. I bless all of you that really knowing this, understanding this well, you can enjoy from now on that really the Spirit of the Lord dwells in you. Then what is salvation? Finding from what God set you free is finding what is salvation for you. So that's why it is really important for us to understand that all human beings, for all have sinned, they fall short of the glory of God. It's our destiny. Because the sin came to all human beings. All sin have the destiny to live separate from the glory of God. What it means that all human beings doesn't know God, live separate from God. It's this destiny. The background of that, of course, is Satan. And as a conclusion, the hell is waiting. This is the spiritual state of the non-believers, and stuck in their life in these three things, they are suffering continually in their lives. Doesn't matter what they do, doesn't matter how much they study, there is some things that they can now block by themselves. Doesn't matter from which nationality, doesn't matter which kind of language they use, their lives 100% are stuck in the same destiny. Look at the family's lives, the family problems, or the spiritual problems that they have. It's something that they cannot block. Doesn't matter how much success you are in your life, this spiritual problem, you cannot block it by yourself. This is why all human beings must be saved. If we don't believe in Jesus Christ, there is no way for us to be saved. Saved from what? From that person who is really bad person? It's not talking about these things, right? You just need to call the police and the police will solve that problem. What is salvation then? Salvation is the three problems, the three fundamental problems that all human being has. Receive the solution to that problems, that's salvation. The three fundamental problems that I couldn't finish by myself, that God sent His only Son, Jesus Christ, that through believing Him, He finished completely these three fundamental problems in my life. That's salvation. people, without knowing this, they stop their lives in this destiny with the broad background of Satan. So families continually are broken down because they are really having hardships, because they are really suffering for many problems and situations. They full of idols their lives. They hold into one thing and say, this is gonna get me lucky. Or when something happens, they do other things because it's gonna bring some lucky. Or they start to pray. They start to pray to other things that is not God. Why? They have desperation. They need answer. They need an answer to that spiritual problem that they cannot find by themselves. That's why they fill their lives of idols. That person will help me. I will worship that person. I will follow that person because I think it's gonna help me. I will follow this religion because I think it's gonna be better for me. Or I start to pray for this because I think maybe this thing will bring me lucky. They try to finish with this problem. They're full of idols. Then the people one day they are losing their hope. There is no hope for them. Doesn't matter what you do, you cannot set you free from this destiny, from this spiritual problem, from this family problem. I'm doing a Bible study every week with one person who accepted Jesus Christ right before I went to Spain. This person has this kind of a destiny or a spiritual problem that they start to have success, and in one point of success they fall again. Everything, it looks like it's going to be well, and then car accident or other kind of accidents. And the saddest thing is they think that because these accidents or these problems, that's why I cannot be happy. But actually, it's not that. This is what she's understanding now. That if we don't escape from this destiny, one day it's an accident, one day it's other things, they cannot find this true happiness. They are losing all the hope. That's why we need to this spiritual problem a spiritual answer. That's Jesus Christ, who came to finish the problem of this destiny, opening the way to meet God. That's Jesus Christ, who came to destroy the devil's world as a true king. This is the Jesus Christ, who came to open the way to meet God and to die for us. In that way, we can receive the forgiveness of all sins. He came as a priest. This is the prophet. These three things, only Jesus Christ can do that. Doesn't matter how much you pray to other things. Doesn't matter how much you fill your life with fake idols. Only Jesus Christ, only God can solve these three problems. This is the fundamental three problems of all human beings that all of them has, and this is the only answer that God is giving to us. Just we believe it is enough. Why I'm saying this? We must have this thanksgiving of salvation. We must really give thanks to the Lord. Why? This covenant is eternal. Since you believe, no one can change that. Those who accept, those who believe in Jesus, they have the right, the righteousness, the authority of become child of God. This is eternal. No one can change that. What is saying today? Don't you know that you yourself are God's temple and God's Spirit dwells in your midst? Sometimes we forget about this, but this is also eternal. But I don't used to pray in my day by day. I don't used to think in God or in the Word of God. Monday is okay, but when it's Wednesday, I already don't remember about the public message. Even that is okay. Why? The Holy Spirit is in the middle of you. This is God's grace. This is God's gift to us. This is the right blessings that we receive as a child of God. So do you know that you yourself are God's temple? That's why everything is okay. You must understand first where we come from what God sent us free. Then really we can give thanks to the Lord. if you can see really in realistic way how Satan has been working in my life and what Christ finished in my life. I was a slave of these kind of things, but now Jesus Christ completely set me free. Before, I was really scared. When I was working alone, or when I at night alone, I was really scared. But really, believing in Jesus Christ, you can receive the peace in your heart that you need. If you discover these kind of things, how you was before and how I am now, really from that moment, you can really give thanks for this salvation. Really, the blessings that we receive are really awesome blessings. Why? Other things, really, we must believe that God is not only with us, but also God is leading us. Believe in God's guidance. Now we are a child of God. So the only thing that we must have is just assurance in this gospel. If you have a little bit of faith on this gospel, for sure the evidence of the gospel will take place also in your life. I pray and bless all of you to really believe in this Jesus Christ. Like in 1 Corinthians 3:16, really the Spirit of the Lord dwells in us. Believe in this, and you will see also that evidence in the gospel. Really, the Spirit in the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord, is with me and is leading me. If you believe this, then which kind of problem can come to you? Just think about it. The Spirit of the Lord is with me. The Spirit of the Lord who created the earth is with me, is my Father. He promised to be with me. If really I believe in this, nothing will become a problem for me. Also, not only will it not become a problem, you will realize that all these problems or situations that it comes to me, because it keeps coming, it will change completely to an answer. It will be the reason how God is leading you. Because the Spirit of the Lord is with you, just receive guidance of the Holy Spirit. It's the only thing that we must do. God promised that He will lead us. God promised that He will never leave us. He will be with us continually. So just listening carefully what He's saying to you and to your life, just follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit. How can we do that? There is a flow of the Word. As I see, if we don't write this flow of the Word, I will not say impossible, but it's really difficult to understand how God is leading you. Even God completely is leading your life. If you don't write the flow of the Word of God, you will not be able to check how God is leading you. Conclusion, you will live a life without reason. You will not find a reason why I'm living. The reason why I'm studying. The reason why God led me here. If you don't write in the flow of the Word of God, you will not find this. The reason why God led me as a head elder of multi-ethnic ministry. The reason why God led me as a church officer and allowed me to sit back there and pray for us. You will find all these things only inside of the Word of God. Even the Lord is leading you until here. If you don't write this flow, you will not find how God is leading you. I cannot receive, and how can I tell and understand what is God's guidance? Right on the flow of the Word. Right on the flow of prayer. Really, when we hold on to the Word of God and pray, we can see how that Word is fulfilled. When you are praying for something, the way that God transmits His Word later is completely different, because you are praying. You are seeing how God is working, how God is moving, how God is talking to you. This is the flow of the prayer. I pray and bless all of you to have a week where we can restore writing the flow of the Word of God and writing the flow of prayer. Then, you will find yourself inside of the flow of be a witness. This is the conclusion, right? Really, if Jesus is the Christ, the solution to our problems, if this Jesus is the Son of the living God, really He's alive and working even now. Conclusion, if I'm praying with this, if I'm holding to this covenant, this flow will lead me to become a witness. In other words, this gospel, who is the answer to all our problems, will take place in our lives. The evidence of the gospel will start to take place in our lives. Conclusion, your whole life, from a long time ago, you will find yourself inside of a witness. This is why the third point is to really believe that God prepared all things. If you write just these three flows, really you will, step by step, you will find that really God completely prepared all things. He also prepared your past. We cannot change our past, right? Yemo, can you change your past? Can you say, oh, I would like to be from South America. I will born again and make myself from South America. You cannot do that, right? We cannot change our past, right? It's something that already passed. We cannot change. If you find yourself inside of these three things, you will understand, even in that moment I was suffering a lot, even in that moment I was facing a lot of problems, really God was leading me inside of that situation to raise me as a disciple, as a witness. You will find that really, even in that moment I couldn't understand, my past was completely prepared by the Lord. If you stand in the field, holding on to the covenant, understanding this gospel, if you stand in the field, you will see that God prepared even your past. All the problems or situations that you was facing in the past was completely guidance by God, was leading by God. For example, the life of Joseph. The whole life of Joseph was leading by God. The fact that all his brothers had envy him, the fact that he was sold as a slave, maybe it was a big problems, but all the things completely become a platform to save all Egypt and the nation. If you stand in the field out there, you to share this gospel as a light, to share this light of Jesus Christ, you will understand that all problems and all situations, all hardships that you was facing when you was young or before, is not complete a problem. Become the great message that God used to save many. So it's something that is not gonna make you embarrassed, right? Even if it's a big problem, even if it's not something good, it's not something that is going to make you embarrassed. Will be completely a big blessing for your life. Maybe even the big turn point of your life. Even you didn't believe in Jesus Christ in that moment. God chose you before you're born. God chose you and prepared all your past. He lead you through all the situations. So you can believe now. And you can have the faith that you have. Really, if you hold on to this covenant, if you really believe this, you will find God's plan in the middle of all situations. You will find that even when you pass an exam or when you fail an exam, all these things completely even was of God's guidance to lead you under here. If you stand as a witness, if you stand as a disciple, you will understand this. And also will understand that He God also prepare your present. He prepared your present. If He prepared your past, of course also He prepared your present. Now, understanding this gospel, this evidence of the gospel will take testimony in your life. Because the Lord who is alive and is working even today, if you can see this today, you will have hope and you will not worry also for your future. Why? He prepared also your future. Inside this flow, you will see that God prepared completely everything. Really, if you are in the middle of the flow of the world, really if you are holding to the covenant of God, really if you pray with the word of God, you will see how God is giving you this kind of answers as a witness. So then you will understand that your past was completely prepared by the Lord. The reason why I born in Africa, the reason why I born in China, the reason why my family is like this. All these reasons, you will find that there is an answer for all of that. That the reason that why God created me in this way is to save the future. So all my path will become a platform. And today, I can just prepare. Prepare yourself with this kind of evidence of the gospel. So then, you will not be worried for your future. You will understand that God completely prepared everything, not only by yourself, but to use you for this word evangelism. That not only that, God prepared everything to use you for the mission field, to bring this gospel to the field. Not only that, that in your past also, God was leading you through that direction to save this multi-ethnic field gathered here in Devon. He prepared even a team for do these things. Completely He prepared everything. Just hold on to the covenant of God. Don't you know that you yourself are God's temple and the God's spirits dwell in your midst? Really, I pray and bless all of you to hold on into this eternal covenant. Why is eternal? Because it doesn't change. It's forever. So really to trust in the Lord and holding on to this new covenant. I bless all of you to have a week full of answers from God. Okay, let's pray. Dear God, thank you for your grace. Thank you because you call us as your child and save us, sending us Jesus Christ. God, we want to live in the middle of the flow of the word, the flow of the prayer, and the flow of the witnesses. Bless us to understand that you are with us and you prepare all things. And show us this evidence of the gospel. In the name of Jesus Christ I pray. Amen.